Stress, though often viewed as a purely psychological burden, has deep physiological consequences, particularly for those over 40 trying to maintain or build muscle. While the right kind of stress, like the temporary strain from a resistance workout, is essential for growth, chronic, unrelenting stress is a very different story. It creates a hormonal environment that can work directly against muscle development, slowing recovery, reducing strength gains, and even accelerating muscle loss over time. The key culprit in this process is cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. Understanding how cortisol interacts with muscle tissue and how to counterbalance its effects is essential for anyone looking to train effectively beyond midlife. Cortisol isn't inherently harmful. In fact, it plays a vital role in energy mobilization, inflammation control, and repair processes. But in the context of chronic stress, whether from emotional strain, poor sleep, or overtraining, cortisol can remain elevated for too long. This persistent hormonal signal can increase protein breakdown, slow muscle protein synthesis, and blunt the body's anabolic response to exercise. For individuals over 40 who are already contending with natural age-related declines in anabolic hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, chronic cortisol elevation compounds the challenge. The result can be slower recovery from workouts, increased soreness, more frequent injuries, and a frustrating plateau in muscle gains despite consistent training. One of the subtle but significant effects of chronic stress is its impact on sleep, a critical time when the body performs much of its muscle repair and regeneration. Even moderate sleep disruptions can reduce the release of growth hormone, impair glucose metabolism, and weaken immune responses. When sleep is poor, recovery suffers. When recovery suffers, muscle doesn't grow, it breaks down. It becomes a vicious cycle, especially when stress also contributes to poor dietary choices or inconsistent training adherence. Over time, this internal environment not only impedes progress, but may even increase the risk of sarcopenia and functional decline. Fortunately, the relationship between stress and muscle health isn't irreversible. In fact, stress management may be one of the most underappreciated components of effective strength training past 40. Practices that calm the nervous system and reduce baseline cortisol levels can help restore hormonal balance and optimize the anabolic window for muscle repair. Mind-body strategies like yoga, meditation, deep breathing, and even light nature walks have been shown to lower cortisol levels and support parasympathetic nervous system activity. These approaches don't just help you feel more relaxed, they actually shift your biology in a way that favors muscle retention and recovery. Yoga, in particular, stands out as a powerful ally. It combines physical movement with breath control and mental focus, making it both a mild resistance activity and a potent stress regulator. Regular yoga practice has been associated with reduced inflammation markers, improved sleep quality, and lower cortisol, factors that all contribute to better muscle function and resilience. For aging adults, adding yoga or other calming modalities to a weekly training regimen can help balance the intensity of strength sessions and enhance overall recovery. Nutrition also plays a role in mitigating stress's effects on muscle. Diets high in refined sugar and ultra-processed foods can exacerbate stress responses and inflammation, while nutrient-dense foods rich in antioxidants, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids help regulate cortisol and support mood stability. Adequate protein intake, especially in the post-workout window, also becomes more important in the presence of elevated cortisol, helping to protect muscle tissue from catabolism. There's also the mental side of training itself. The stress of unrealistic expectations, perfectionism, or pushing through fatigue without listening to the body can ironically turn exercise, a known stress reducer, into another stressor. After 40, adopting a mindset of adaptability, progress over perfection, and self-compassion can make a tangible difference in how your body responds to training. Strength gains become easier to sustain when you're not constantly fighting an internal hormonal headwind. Ultimately, the path to muscle growth and recovery after 40 isn't just paved with heavier weights and more protein. It's also built on psychological and physiological balance. Stress doesn't need to be eliminated to make gains, but it does need to be managed wisely. By creating space in your life for recovery, mindfulness, and deliberate rest, not just physically but emotionally, you give your body the hormonal conditions it needs to respond positively to training. In this sense, the strongest version of yourself isn't just the one that lifts the most, it's the one that moves through stress with awareness, giving your muscles and your mind the space to thrive.